What is up everyone, welcome back to another figure review, and today I'm taking a look at Good Smile Company's 1/7 scale Saber Lily Distant Avalon. If you haven't yet seen the unboxing, make sure to check that out. And of course this review would not be possible if it wasn't for those awesome people over at Hobby Link Japan, so if you want one of these of your own, then check out that link down there in the description. Now here we go. Okay, so if you've seen the unboxing already, you already know what we've got right here. So this is the figure in what I assume is its default configuration because it comes with this hand already attached. And yes, in the unboxing I did make a mistake with the swords. This one right here is Caliburn. This one here is Excalibur. But anyway, while it's in this default configuration, let's take a quick look around the figure. So moving right on into the face there, and what you notice straight away is those striking green eyes. The rest of the color palette of this figure is in mainly whites, silvers, and kind of yellows or beiges. The Lily costume is definitely toned down when it comes to color, so that really makes the eyes stand out. And just like you'd expect from Good Smile Company, when you get right on in there, you can see that every line, every detail is absolute perfection. The gradient on the eyes there is even done in a nice little screen tonish style pattern. All in all, they look fantastic. The expression as well looks great, which is extremely serious and determined, and not a single line is out of place at all. Moving now to the hair, and everything again here is absolutely fantastic. Not a seam line to be seen anywhere. There is that one there in the side where the two parts of the hair is connected. That is very well disguised from the front, as you can see there. The sculpt is on point, including the ahoge up there. Flipping that around to the back, and we have a lot of nice flowing strands of hair there which match extremely well with the pose of the figure. And also we have that big ribbon there in black, a little hard to see against the black background. I'll line that up for a second so you can see that. All the folds and everything there looks perfect. That looks great. Moving down now to the costume, and as far as costumes go, Saber Lily probably is my favorite variant of Saber, and Good Smile Company have definitely nailed it. We've got so many colors on here, as well as a mix of pearlescent paints, metallic paints, and some transparent parts. The metallic sections look amazing. They catch the light perfectly, and we've got some nice black shading between the fingers on the gauntlets there, on the lines on that side skirting, around the different individual sections of the breastplate, and we've got a little decal on there in black as well. As for the dress, we've got a whole lot of variation going on here. We've got this awesome, fantastic, almost pink pearlescent white. It's hard to say exactly what that color is. Is it a super light pink? A white with a pink hue, or is that in the pearlescent? You just know it's an awesome color when you can't quite put your finger on what exactly it is. On the sleeves there we've got some black bows as well as black trim. Moving down to the dress, and we've got a whole lot of layers going on down here. We've got these outer sections in that same awesome pinkish white with the pearlescentness going on. Contrasting against that is that nice black trim around the outside. As well as that, we've got sections of this darker shade in between each of those, and underneath we have another layer which is another slightly different color. This time a subtle off-white, but we've got no pearlescent paint on here. Again, just look at the front of that. The folds, the detail, the sculpt is just fantastic. That right there is typical Good Smile Company awesome quality. Lastly then, on the dress we've got this layer of clear plastic. If the matte paint, metallic paint, and pearlescent paint weren't enough already, this right here adds a completely new level of texturing to the whole thing. Again, I cannot explain just how awesome Good Smile Company have made this dress. It looks absolutely mind-blowing. Down at the bottom here are those awesome boots. Those segments look fantastically sculpted. Again, the metallic silver looks amazing. We've got some nice fade towards black on the end there towards the back, which really highlights the curve of the boots. And last up then is the base, which I think is fantastic. So simple, but at the same time so awesome. It doesn't detract from the figure, but at the same time it really sets the scene. We've got some black and white tiles there, more like dark grey and kind of off-white. Towards her right leg there's a whole torn up section of the ground, which again looks great. And that's all finished off then with this little insignia here saying Fate Unlimited Codes. This is plastic, I think, painted in a metallic silver. This right here I think is awesome. It lets you know what it's from, but it does it in a really subtle, classy way. I like that a lot. I would love to see more of that. Okay, so last up then, I'm going to take a quick look at the alternate parts. So you've seen her holding Caliburn back here already. I'm going to take that out of her hand. That's really easy. It just pops out by removing the back little section, the pommel or whatever you call it. that pops out of her hand really simply like that. Just like the rest of the figure, this looks great and is extremely intricately detailed. We've got that writing or runes on the blades. There's a really nice fade to gold here. Instead of just being all gold, it fades slowly to gold along this central part. That looks great. We've got some more inscriptions up here. The guard looks awesome in those traditional Saber colors, the gold and that dark navy blue. We've got some red gemstones in that section there, and we've got some really, and I mean extremely, fine gold lines right here. You might not even be able to see that. Anyway, let's move on to Excalibur. And of course, Excalibur is a much simpler and broader sword. There is a comparison between the two. Again, gold and navy blue. That awesome silver on the blade. An inscription in black here on the blade on this side. And that is pretty much it for that sword. But this sword does come with a scabbard. Incredibly detailed and absolutely flawless. We've got this little square section in the back here for attaching it. I don't think the sword can go in because I guess you can't really pose her with it in, but let's try and find out just for the sake of the review. Oh, wait a minute. It can! I really expected that wouldn't go in because she doesn't have another right hand up here, one that isn't holding anything. So there really was no point to Good Smile Company doing this, but that is just an awesome addition that you can put it in if you want. There is a little bit of something on the blade there now, but I wouldn't say put it in now too often because you will damage the paint. Over time with some other figures like Figma, I found if you constantly slide the sword in and out of the sheath, it will eventually start wearing on the blade. So it is a cool feature. It doesn't really have much of a point besides being cool, but it is cool. Anyway, let's attach Excalibur and the sheath. So to do that, you just pop off this hand here like so, stick on the alternate hand like that right there. As you can see, this has a clear segment there. That is what the square hole here attaches onto. So does it attach on this way or this way? I assume this way, maybe. Okay, so there we go, there it is attached, and it looks to me as if she is throwing it away. She's unsheathed her sword, and she's just thrown the scabbard completely out of the way. That is pretty cool. Anyway, let's attach Excalibur. Again, just as before, you pull off the pommel like so, attach that into the hand. This one is actually a bit of a tighter fit. You might want to be careful with this one. Oh man, I hate doing this. Okay, I got it on. I hate attaching parts to figures that are too tight. I always feel like I'm going to break them, as I have broken them in the past. But anyway, there is that sword attached. Personally, I think this one looks better. I like this whole setup with the scabbard and Excalibur, as opposed to the open hand and Caliburn. Anyway, that is pretty much it for the review then. Let's spin her around a few times. So yeah, that is it for the review, and what can I say? When you see Good Smile Company written on a box, you pretty much know what you're getting. You're getting the highest quality figures you can possibly get your hands on. This figure right here is spectacular, just like you'd expect. The sculpt is amazing, the pose looks great, the dynamics of everything moving all looks fantastic. It's just an incredibly dynamic pose. The paint is amazing, those green eyes are incredibly striking against the very light, almost colorless color scheme of the costume. Paint-wise, we've got everything here. We've got matte, we've got pearlescent, we've got metallic, and we also have some nice clear sections on there as well. All in all, the variation between textures is impressive. The base itself is, well, what else can I say? It's classy. It's subtle, doesn't detract from the figure. I love the fact that it says Fate Unlimited codes on it. That looks so good. This figure right here really is the full package. As for screw-ups in the paintwork or anything like that, there are a few minor discrepancies, but I mean minor. Absolutely pinpoint minor. All in all, it's pretty much as close to perfection as you're gonna get. Also, on top of all of that, you do have some variation as well. You have the choice between the open hand and Caliburn, or the one that I prefer, Excalibur in one hand and the other hand casting away the scabbard. It just looks extra dynamic and really fits with the pose. But anyway, that is enough about the review. If you're thinking of getting this figure, I would highly recommend that you do. And if you're so inclined, you can get it at HobbyLink Japan, and the link is down there in the description. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and make sure to come back for more anime figure reviews. See you next time.